Hello friends, welcome back to my channel MUKESH English, and in this video we are going to have the discussion of an important story, The Fly by Katherine Mansfield, the writer from New Zealand. And here we will summarize the story along with the important questions. And for all the other videos like all the lessons, grammar, 3-question paper solution, you can find the links of these videos in the description box. And also please do subscribe the channel for more videos in the future. So without much delay, let's begin the summary of the lesson, The Fly. So what is this fly? I mean to say, what is the story? That story title, The Fly, is written by Katherine Mansfield, the prominent New Zealand writer who is known for her innovative and influential short stories. The story The Fly brings out the polarity between the boss and his friend's reaction towards the loss of the sons in the First World War. It highlights a long-term repercussion. It highlights a long-term reactions, or we can say repercussion that the war can have on the psyche of the near ones of the departed. It unravels the futile and the persistent efforts of the individuals to survive during the war. The pen and the ink symbolize the whims of men, that's the leaders, to victimize the innocent, that's the soldiers, at the discretion during the world wars. So the setting of the story, where is the story is happening? The setting of the story is here, the office of a man, who is referred to simply as the boss. So there's an office who is referred as the boss. The boss is holding office. Old Woody Field is making his weekly social visit to the boss office. So every Tuesday, the old person named Woody Field, he goes to the office to meet every Tuesday to meet his boss. So that's very much clear here. The Woody Field used to work at the company which boss is running, but after he suffered a stroke, he has taken early retirement, and his daughters only let him out of the house only once in a week for his visit to the company, that is on Tuesday, where he used to work. The two men admire how snug the office is, and the boss thinks how old and near to death Woody Field looks. Woody Field has something he meant to tell his host, but he cannot remember it. To treat his guest and to try to joke his memory, the boss takes out a bottle of rare whiskey and pours them both a drink. Then Woody Field tells the boss that his daughters have recently visited his son's war grave in Belgium. He mentions that the girls also found the grave of the boss' son also. That means he says that my daughters have not only seen my son's graves, but also the boss son's grave also. The boss has not made it over to Belgium to see his son's grave yet. The boss has not yet gone to see his son's grave so far. After Woody Field has gone, the boss finds himself struggling to grieve for his dead son. He starts to recall who was killed in the war. He reminisces about how much promise the boy had shown and how well liked he was at the company where the boss had been training him up to take it over. And one day the boss, retired. So he was thinking that how he used to train his son to work in the company, and today he recalls that his son is no more and he could not go to his son's graveyard. But then the war had broken out and his son had gone off to fight and had never come back. He tells Macy, his office messenger, not to allow anyone to disturb him for half an hour. While he's caught in these memories, examining an old photograph of his son, the boss notices a fly. He was just observing his son's old photograph. That time he observes a fly, a kind of mosquito fly, that has fallen into the ink pot on his desk. The fly has fallen into the ink pot, and the ink pot which is kept on his desk. He finishes it out onto the blotting paper and then takes a drop of ink and drops it over the fly. So he drops the ink over the fly. Watching it struggle, he just is observing how the fly is struggling. He then does the same again and again, willing the fly to wash itself clean and carry on. However, when he chances a fourth drop, it proves too much for the fly, which stops moving, and finally he dies. Finally, the fly dies. So, fourth time when he's pouring the drop, the fly could not save its life, and the fly dies, stops moving. The boss throws the fly's body, the dead body or the corpse, into the waste paper basket, then finds he cannot remember what he was thinking about beforehand. So he has forgotten about his son because he's too old. So, hence the story The Fly throws light on the fact that time is a great healer and it conquers the grief. So, that's a brief, I have given just a brief summary of this story here, The Fly. Now we have the important questions from the lesson The Fly. Question number one: what is common between the boss and Mr. Woodyfield in their personal lives? So both of them are around the same age. There's only 5 year age gap between them. And another one more thing I forgot to mention. Another one is here. Both persons' sons are no more. They had lost their lives in the World War or in the wars. Why was Woodyfield kept boxed up in the house? Woodyfield, who retired after stroke, knows he should head home to his well-meaning but domineering his wife and daughters, who keep him boxed up in the house every day of the week except Tuesday. However, he is greatly enjoying his weekly social visit with the boss, so he stays put in the office. Why is boxed up? Because he got a stroke and his family members stopped him moving out of the house. He's allowed to go to his office only on Tuesday once in a week. Secondly, what did Woodyfield do on Tuesday? So every Tuesday, Woodyfield does not remain in the house. He goes to his old business area to meet his boss only on Tuesday. How did the boss give a new look to his office? We can see the expressions: bright red carpet with a pattern of large white rings, massive bookcase, table with legs like twisted trickle, electric heating, so and transparent pearly sausage, and these are all glowing in the office. Whose photograph was there on the table and how long it had been kept? It was a photograph of the boss' son, and it was kept on the table for 6 years untouched without any mood. It was a photograph of a grave looking boy in the uniform that was the boss' son. It was kept on the table untouched for 6 years. There was something I wanted to tell you, said old Woodyfield. What did he want to tell the boss? Old Woodyfield wanted to tell the boss about his visit to the cemetery and how he had seen Reggie's grave and placed flowers on it. Okay. Who are the girls referred to in the story? Where did they go? The girls are here refers to the Woodyfield's daughters. They went to his son's grave. They went to his son's grave in Belgium. Who is Reggie here? What had happened to him? Reggie is the son of the boss, and he died in a war. Boss son is the name of Reggie. Then, what is the significance of the statement? There is a miles of it. Boss has not yet visited the grave. It's all as neat as a garden. Flowers growing on all the graves. Nice broad paths. It was plain from his voice how much he liked a nice broad path. Why was the boy popular with the office staff? He was just his bright, natural self. He was popular because he used to say a remark. He had a habit of saying, simply splendid, simply splendid. What incident had left the boss in ruins? His son's death in the war had left the boss in ruins. That is Reggie. Why does the boss call the fly as a plucky little devil? Fly had the courage to save his life. Boss felt a real admiration for the fly's courage, so he calls the fly as a plucky little devil. How did the boss kill the fly? The boss notices that a fly has become trapped in his ink stand, and he fishes it out and watches the fly clean itself and get ready to fly. Cruelly, the boss drops a blot of ink back onto the fly and watches it clean itself again. He drops another blot. Fourth time when he drop it, the fly cannot move and the fly dies. So, friends, this is how I have solved. I have given the summary of this important chapter, the fly. For all the other lessons, summary, question answers, grammar, grammar videos, and the 3 question paper solution videos you can find in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. Click on the like button, write in the comment box also, and please do subscribe the channel. David to subscribe, Mari. Thank you so much. Stay connected with Mukesh English. Wish you good luck for the examination.